We're so obsessed with someone else's life that we can't even see how far we've come. We've been influenced by the media that we should hustle, we should grind 24/7, we should achieve these big numbers, big goals, simply for what? For status? In this digital era, it is so easy to see everyone's success, whether fabricated or not. We're constantly exposed to highlight of people's reels, their accomplishments, the life that seems so much like a dream. Everything that's on the other end of the screen is people's best moments. And even if the media that is shown to us is a curated media, meaning that's the life that they want to portray to us, sometimes it still seems like a dream. It is still an accomplishment. And sometimes that comparison can lead to motivation. We see someone getting promoted or moving to another country. That might seem like a motivation for us to also achieve the things that we want to achieve. But what tends to happen is that motivation only comes once in a while, in a whim, and then we got hit with jealousy, unworthiness, sense of lack, all the things that convince us even more that we lack something. Why aren't we at that level yet? And because of that, we never really measure ourselves against our own progress. We're so obsessed with someone else's life that we can't even see how far we've come. I know this because not only have I experienced this myself, but I know that a lot of people out there, including you maybe who watch this video, have struggled with acknowledging your own worth, acknowledging the things that you have actually achieved. For me personally, I've experienced burnout simply from chasing numbers. Just because social media has portrayed the fact that the people in my age are achieving way more than what I was achieving at that moment. I want to be able to hit the big numbers. I want to be able to have financial freedom, retire my parents, do the things that I love without restrictions. And seeing people in the media, even if they actually did achieve their goals, whether that be becoming a millionaire at a very young age, retiring someone they love at a young age, seeing them have all of the things that I want to achieve makes me feel like I was behind. I was lacking. I literally had FOMO because I know that for a lot of people out there, if they can do it, then so can I. But why am I still here? Why am I still in my current reality, not achieving the things that they have achieved? I felt more and more rushed. I just wanted to catch up to them. But little do I know, just chasing the number goals will not satisfy me at all. Rather, it makes me even more miserable. It broke me down. When I achieved my first big number, the number that I've always wanted to achieve, it turns out that it was not what I expected. The result I get from achieving those numbers didn't satisfy me at all. Why? Because again, I'm basically acting from FOMO. I just want to achieve the things that other people have achieved. Meaning that I manifested only the numbers and not the real thing that I actually cared about, which is freedom in a state of relaxed peace of mind. So instead, when I achieved those big number goals, I thought, okay, this is not as easy as it seems. And even when I achieved that amount of money, I thought that it was not enough. That's just the beginning. I need to work more and get more money. I need more leverage. I need to figure out a good business model so that I can increase that number. And the thought just kept flowing on and on and on every single day. I was not living in the present at the moment. I was stuck, miserable, simply because I felt like I'm not enough. I'm not worthy enough. There's always something that I need to chase. There's always something that is lacking. And the truth is also, it is not purely our mistake that we're built this way. We've been influenced by the media that we should hustle, that we should have the hustle mentality. We should hustle our way to success. We should grind 24/7. We should achieve these big numbers, big goals, simply for what? For status? Even if it is for our own satisfaction, we're taught to keep pushing, never stop, and ultimately burn ourselves out. Because of the constant go, go, go that we see on the media and also what society has expected on us, we don't really have time to acknowledge how far we've come. We don't have the time, or we don't make the time more so to assess our internal progress. We're not even aware of our progress because we're always moving to the next thing. We've never taken a step back to see what we've accomplished. And again, simply because we haven't really acknowledged ourselves yet, we didn't even see ourselves as being worthy, then what comes next is only disappointment, dissatisfaction, wanting to do more and more and more, and basically never satisfied, never having enough with one thing. And yes, wanting more, that's more like a human nature, right? Because we human, we need to evolve. We are constantly growing, and if we don't strive or achieve for the next new thing, then what's the purpose of living in this infinite life, right? But the mistake here is a lot of people perceive wanting to do more in a state of lack rather than in a state of abundance. They want more not because they know that there's an abundance of opportunity waiting for them, an abundance of happiness, an abundance of joy. They are more so approaching this in a state of lack because they feel like everything is never enough. They felt stuck even when they're moving forward, simply because we didn't even realize that we're moving forward. Again, it's not that we are not growing, but it's actually the fact that we are actually growing every single day. But it's just that we've never really acknowledged it. We've never really taken the time to acknowledge our own achievement, our own growth. As little as it might seem, that is still growth. That is still counted as growth. And naturally, because of that, you don't feel like you are growing because the growth is simply invisible to you. If you've never acknowledged that you are growing, how do you expect yourself to grow rapidly? If you don't know what it felt like to grow, how do you expect yourself to actually grow? Even if you are actually growing, our mind needs evidence that we can grow. That's just how the mind works. The mind wants to see evidence in every single thing, and that's why we're so caught up in our physical reality right now, in the 3D reality, simply because our mind needs to see the evidence. Now, if you don't acknowledge your wins, you're denying the evidence that you're actually growing, meaning you're telling yourself that you're not making progress, and hence why your mind will believe that it's harder for you and that it's harder to make more progress. And that's what creates stagnancy. Not because you're actually not growing in the background, but you're growing, you're just not acknowledging it. So the more that your mind believes you can do it and that you can grow, the easier for you to actually see growth. When you're sitting in disappointment, in the energy of lack, you're basically denying growth because you're telling yourself that you haven't experienced growth yet. You feel like you need growth, implying that you actually have never grown before. And because of this, you let your old self create this mental block for you to believe that you've never experienced growth in the first place. You're not growing, you're always stagnant. And that stagnancy, the barrier that you create in your mind, will not allow space for growth. It will just block any opportunities for you to actually grow, to actually advance yourself, to actually become the better version of yourself. Instead of taking all of this opportunity, it suppresses it. I want to remind you that this mental block is only there because you kept overthinking inside your mind. You let your mind always on the go, always comparing yourself to others in social media, always doubting yourself, always having this fear that you'll never get to where you want to be. All of this is junk inside your head. Now, let me remind you one thing. Just literally a few decades ago, people sat in silence while waiting. Humans literally spend more time in silence than they are consuming media. And take a look at where we are at right now. Even when we go to the toilet, we still scroll on social media. Even when we're doing other things like brushing our teeth, we're still scrolling on social media. We never let our mind stop. Our mind is always on the go, go, go. And again, because our mind is overworked, it doesn't allow space for us to realize the progress that we've made, internally or externally. I don't only mean the progress that you're seeing in this 3D reality, but there is a lot more growth internally that you haven't even realized yet. Just simply because, again, you didn't took the time to acknowledge it. Instead, you take more mental space to feel like you're not enough. There's no space for you to process the shift that happens to you internally. There's no space for you to reflect. Hence why there's no space for you to see growth. Because of all of this noise inside your mind, ultimately you can't tap into your higher self. You can't clearly hear the message from your higher self. Why? Because you've been shutting down that voice inside you for the longest time. The way that people exercise their intuition, listening more to their inner voice, is from the state of silence, from the state of defocusing. When you're in that Zen state, almost tapping into your subconscious, that's when you can hear your higher self. That's when you can hear the message from your higher self telling you to do this, do that, giving you mental nudges to go to this place, to pursue this, that ultimately will lead you to your actual growth. But again, because there's so much excess noise inside your mind, you can't clearly hear the messages. There's too much noise. So even when you're progressing, you don't even know. You don't even realize which path to take on, and that's why, again, you think that you keep failing, but it's just simply because you're not relying on your internal self more. You're not relying to your inner self that's actually going to get you to where you want to be. So the guidance that your inner voice has told you, you can't even hear it, and that's why you feel like you're still stuck even when you're making progress. So the solution to this is pretty simple, especially when you're the type of person who likes to compare, who's never satisfied with their own work. I want you to write down the things that you have manifested or that you have accomplished. It is still beneficial for you to set a time to actually do this exercise and think what it is that you have actually manifested into your life. The accomplishment, I'm not saying the accomplishment in the 3D reality, like you winning a competition, you winning the lottery, you getting money, but also internally, what you felt like have shifted within you. Maybe you used to be a very jealous person, but now you realize that you're not as jealous as you are back then. That's still an accomplishment, that's still a shift inside you, and that is also growth. So I want you to write down the internal and external things that you have manifested onto yourself, even the tiniest one. Now again, we are stuck because our mind needs evidence that we can actually do it. So for example, if you've never really made money online before, you immediately want to jump to 10k or 20k next month, it is possible, but you need to assess yourself first. Do you trust yourself enough for you to actually know that you can make that amount of money? If you can confidently say that, yes, I can make this amount of money, then sure, you can actually manifest that. But for a lot of people, we need evidence inside our mind to say confidently that, yes, we can achieve that number. If we've never made money online before, it is going to be harder for us to believe that we can make 10k next month simply because we've never seen the evidence on ourselves before. I'm not saying it's not possible, it's just gonna be harder because your mind haven't seen the evidence yet. Now, if you present the evidence right in front of your mind saying that, yes, I've done this, I've done that, I've done that, now I want to achieve this, I know that you can do it, then your mind is gonna trust you even more because there's the receipts there, the evidence is there. It's just gonna see, oh, I've done that, okay, let's move on to the next thing. And this exercise will make you even more aware of what you've accomplished, making it an evidence is that inside your mind that, yes, you did accomplish that, and you can do so much more than what you think you're currently capable of. It will get rid of all of the limiting beliefs that you have inside your mind simply because you took the time to actually assess yourself and see what you've actually accomplished within your life. So again, a lot of people, including myself, I've never even realized how far I've come. Even within a month, you can change so much internally. Even if your current reality seems like there's nothing changing, there's probably something shifting internally. And again, by taking the time to pause and really think what it is that you've actually accomplished, you can figure out how far you've actually come. Again, for example, I used to struggle with self-doubt a lot, and I didn't even realize it actually used to be really bad. And the moment I do this exercise, I started seeing my progress every month. I realized that I've come so far. The things that I used to doubt, like simply posting online, look at me now, I'm literally making a YouTube channel. That is already an accomplishment in itself. Even if you have the internal state of seeing doubt in a positive connotation, meaning that if, for example, back then you see doubt as a sign of failure, now you see doubt as, okay, this doubt is telling me that I'm removing my old self. Because if my old self isn't in danger, it's not gonna give me a signal of having self-doubt. Self-doubt is only there because I know that I'm changing into the better version of myself. My old self just doesn't want to let me go, and so it creates doubt for me to think that I'm moving in the wrong direction, when actually it's a signal that I'm moving towards the right direction. That realization in itself is already an accomplishment. It's already growth. From thinking badly towards yourself to seeing the good side, the positive sides, that in itself is growth. It is important for you to acknowledge it. Now you can do this exercise weekly, monthly, or even you can do a daily exercise where you write down the one thing that you've accomplished today or one growth that you felt. So once you've created this list, ideally the monthly list should be longer than the daily list. You want to put this monthly list somewhere that you can read it every day or constantly, whether that be your laptop wallpaper. It's similar to vision board where you can see it every day. Instead, you are writing down the things that you have manifested or the things that you have accomplished as to remind you every day that you are capable of creating your own reality. It reminds you that you are the master manifester of your own life. It is a physical evidence of your power. It is a tangible proof of your progress. Now, the second way for you to get out of this habit of thinking that you're not growing is actually also pretty simple. It is just to rest. And I don't mean rest by doom scrolling, sitting in your couch and binge watch a series. basically not distracting yourself, but actually put your mind to rest. Be in a state where your mind can actually breathe for once. That could be in a state of meditating or taking a walk with no distractions, no phone, no music, no earbuds, taking a power nap, getting a massage, or even sitting in silence and allowing your thoughts to just roam free, aka being present with yourself. Again, when you rest without any distractions, you neutralize your mind. Neutralizing your mind can make it easier for you to connect with your higher self, making it easier for you to actually receive the mental nudges that is meant for you, the guidance, the intuition, the messages that is gonna bring you to the growth that you want. When you're in this Zen state, when you're almost tapping into your subconscious, that's when you will get a surge of mental clarity of what you need to do or where you need to go, or even just as simple as a nudge for you, an idea for you, so that you can progress forward. And even if you're still struggling to listen to your inner voice, that's pretty normal, because again, we've been accustomed to shut down that inner voice within us. We just had so much distraction outside of us that it makes it hard for us to listen to that higher self. Again, it's completely normal. So even if you are in the process of listening to your intuition and you're still getting yourself more used to it, in that moment of silence, you can actually also have more realizations about the progress that you've made. So it doesn't always have to be that you need to listen to your higher self. You can take a moment of silence and reflect on the progress that you've made, and basically hyping yourself up internally, saying that, okay, you've accomplished this, and that, you're a bad bee. Let go of all of the distractions, the doubt inside your mind, and just simply acknowledge that, again, you can do anything in this world. And through this, you also exercise the element of trust. You're trusting that when you rest, you will receive. Sometimes it might not be, but the more that you do it, the more that you connect with the silence, the more that you will have mental clarity. So you're going from constant consumption, always doing, never stopping, always distracted, to intentionally resting, creating space, allowing guidance to flow into you. Finally, also, there's a science to back this up. When you celebrate the tiny wins, your brain releases dopamine. As it is pretty commonly known, that's why when you tick off your checklist, it will feel like such a release. And that's because, again, your brain is releasing dopamine, which is the reward chemical. Now, when your brain is producing this, it will create a positive association with growth, because it thinks that, oh, when I'm growing, I'm actually feeling better. And your mind likes good things. It likes to feed into the dopamine, the things that makes you feel good. So naturally, it will motivate you to continue on whatever it is that you're doing. It will make the progress feel good, not exhausting. Now, when you do just simply these two exercises, when you acknowledge and you rest, you will start to see your growth. You will basically become more aware, and that's what I've also experienced lately, is I'm just more aware of the things that is shifting within me, the things that I used to take for granted. Now I get to be more appreciative, more grateful towards the thing that I've accomplished, as little as it might seem. You also create more space for growth. You slowly hear the guidance on the next step, and again, you're not overthinking, you're not degrading yourself, but you're slowly accepting the fact that you're already on the journey of becoming who you want to become. And you accelerate growth because your mind believes that it's possible. So instead of measuring yourself against other highlight reels, you start measuring yourself against your past self. Whether that be you yesterday, a month ago, last year. Again, I bet a lot of you never actually took the time to deeply reflect on who you are back then, from a year before, to who you are now. Some of you might even see last year as like, oh, it's just a year ago. There's not really much changing in my life. But again, if you really take a closer look, if you really took the time to sit down in silence and reflect on your journey, there's a lot of growth happening. And you need to be aware of all of that. So some simple questions that you can ask during this exercise is, firstly, what do I know now that I didn't know before? Secondly, what can I do now that I couldn't do before? Third, how have I shifted internally? Fourth, what beliefs I have? Fifth, what aligned actions have I taken? So in summary, we kept feeling stuck simply because we forgot how to celebrate ourselves. We forgot how to rest. We forgot how to notice the progress. And we forgot how to be still. So what you actually need to be doing is not chasing the big wins, but you first need to start by acknowledging the wins first. you're not consuming constantly, you're resting positively. You're not comparing to others, but you're measuring against yourself. So you're being from the state of hustle, consuming, comparing, feeling stuck, to actually acknowledging, resting, celebrating, and finally growing. Again, a reminder, you are actually already growing. You just need to see it. You just need to notice the small shift, celebrating the tiny wins, rest in the silence, and finally using that trust element to trust in the process. Now, in this journey of becoming the better version of yourself, it can be lonely. I used to figure all of this out myself, like trying to battle all of this myself. While I don't regret the journey, I've also just have a lot of realization on my own and finally being able to grow myself, because ultimately it is your own life. You are the captain of your own soul. You are the only one who can take control of your life. You still need to take the initiative to change your own life yourself. But the journey can be so much more fun, more liberating when you have an accountability partner, when you have someone cheering you up, someone hyping you up on this journey of becoming the better version of ourselves. So that's why I am planning to create a community for all of us young, ambitious, growth-oriented, and wanting to become the better version of ourselves. You can join the email list below, and when the timing is right, I will launch this community and we can grow big. We can support each other, we can hype each other up, we can be in each other's journey together. We will use our free will to spice things up to get why live a boring life when you can live the fun one. So yeah, the link to join the email list is below. Remember that you are the creator of your own world. You can create anything you want in this life with your mind. I'll see you in my next one.